at you with the back nine of the first round of the 46th annual New Zealand National Championships, brought to you guys by the PDGA, RPM Discs, and Winnow. It's been a crazy windy day thus far. Somehow Corey Ellis, he appears like he's playing a different course.
Yeah, he's having no problem with the wind.
Yeah, he's absolutely killing it, going bogey free. We've all had a bunch of blemishes on our cards. And at the moment, Corey is the only player under par, which is crazy to say. There's a bunch of good players in this field. A lot of 1,000 raters coming out of Australia, New Zealand. And we've got a crazy back nine ahead of us, starting with this gap hit right here, moving left to right.
This hole,
it's nuts, dude.
Is funky, and it's tight towards the end. Yeah, you just want to get yourself a look at the basket. Parking it is tough.
Only ever been two'd twice.
No kidding?
One of them happened yesterday.
Not a luck today.
So until then, there was only 1 2 ever on this hole.
We've got a bit of an unconventional play for most of our players here.
If you've got what he's got, it's genius.
I heard about it.
Pow.
It took a grunt. That's a big shot.
It was
taking the gap out of play.
High with hyzer, goes over the catch cam, in circle one. He's looking at 18 feet for his birdie.
Bob was sweating on that one.
This is the typical play, either a forehand or a turnover fairway driver.
Yeah, I like the setup for the forehand.
Even if this goes the best that it can go, it's 50 feet short with an obstructed putt.
That ceiling really kept you from getting all the way to the basket. But I think it set up well for the shape of the forehand. Just past that tree.
Dude,
come on.
Yeah, I know both those guys looked great. Committed lines, but
yeah,
just a bit tight.
They got them flat, just needed a bit wider.
And I'm just not going to mess with the gap either.
I love it.
I throw it a little lower than Corey, though, and I'm headed to like a weird spot. You guys will see.
I didn't hear a grunt. I think that's what it was.
I don't know if I do that.
This is a tough cleanup spot.
Dude, this is
still some work to
instant
do.
Bogey, honestly, and it's a good bogey. If you can get up and down from...
Look at this. He's going to get a little ground play. See? Bob can see his disc.
Bob can see his disc. That's the measure of a good shot.
Yeah.
Actually, though, this is like instant bogeyville.
How did Nate get over here?
He kicked super far left off that tree.
Okay, he gets back to the middle.
Oh.
Look at this here. We get a good look at the green, how low everything is. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, he got rooted.
Still all right,
just trying
though.
to slide it up there.
Yeah, he's in circle one.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too big of a problem. This one, you can't even really run. Yeah, he's just chucking it up there.
Love these trees, these silver palms.
They're insane. Green on the top, silver on the bottom. Okay, so I was way down there by that other basket.
I didn't actually see a person throw that. I just saw a disc come out of green.
I threw it. This Corey for his birdie.
What? I didn't see a person throw
Only the third birdie ever.
And I don't think that hole has ever seen that route.
No.
I didn't know it was coming.
Perkins continuing to just knock down putts
Clean up
at circle edge. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Jammed him. Simon makes good baskets, man.
Helix likes him. Likes your putt.
It's got the little swirly basket, too.
It's just a beautiful target.
It's almost artistic. Dude.
Look at this.
11. Get ready for a trip.
We're back in the jungle. This is awesome. You see the fairway below the drone here, and then it kind of stops where our folks are there, and then you have this amazing over-the-top shot into some gigantic trees. and just pray that you get it far enough. Otherwise, you're on an incredible grade.
Yeah, and we're seeing an alternate play here. Corey going with a jump putt to start his hole. If you throw it just past that blue tee and you have a big arm, which I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't.
No, he's like, I'm Corey Ellis. I'm doing exactly what he does.
Yeah, I just thought that trying to hit that gap and risking kicking into a very crazy position.
Yeah, pitching out.
We actually had the advantage of watching two groups tee off before us on this hole.
That's so good.
That is so pure for Jay.
Great shot. Wow.
Picked up late and didn't get back into the fairway, so
Such a specific landing zone if you're really going for that.
he threw that 300 feet exactly where he wanted to, and it still didn't guarantee him a good spot. Perkins high with
Wow,
a
look at the
nice
shape
stroke.
of this.
Yes, dude.
And he just dials it.
Dimed it.
Wow. That was a great shape. I thought it might be a little high, but
Yeah.
it just settled so nicely, and he
So I'm like
Set
right
him
by
up
the
so
tee
well.
box that's it's 400 feet away.
look at this. What are you throwing, a D3?
Mm-hmm.
Up into the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke.
And it got left at the end, which was nice. If it had just stayed, it would have.
Incredible. I loved throwing that shot today.
Okay, and Bob got the. I actually threw in on the group in front of us. We thought you guys had gone.
We were having some trouble up there.
This is huge. Not many people in the world pulling off a shot like this. Corey's trying to hyzer it back towards that path I landed on.
And like where he's standing, you probably couldn't feel much wind, but you can see those trees just almost about to topple over, it looks like.
Yeah, his disc was moving basically straight left to right.
Just serving it up to it.
So these are where good drives land. And then you're left with this forehand.
Oh, he keeps it low. He's looking for that little path these guys
Yeah.
are on.
It turned over a bit on him, kicked down the hill a bit
Think
on him
go-
too, so it becomes a tricky one. But
That hill is intense.
that's a great spot to be for Nate. He's going FD3. And it's kind of hard to tell where
Wow.
the green is at, but look at that.
He almost dialed it up.
Yep. I mean, he has dialed it up.
That was
He's-
textbook. That's how Simon Feasey designed this hole to be played.
Right, exactly. A little forehand entry. So Corey went over the ridge. He's back down on the other side.
Gotta get creative.
So he would have been like right of that.
Lined yourself up well.
Yeah,
Not
I thought
afraid of it. Good bid.
Skidded it out a little bit, but
I know this is a place that running putts can put you into some awkward
it
places.
definitely can. There's only 2 birdies all day on this thing.
Well,
2 birdies and 4 pars.
that's what happens when you have to throw 100 feet above your person.
No kidding.
You can see even the camera guys are having a hard time catching this footage because some of this landscape is just unforgiving. This hill is so steep. Jay's just looking for anything here.
Yeah, Jay threw his first one. It hit and rolled back behind him.
Yeah.
Then he had a forehand up there, pitched again. Dude, this hole played 1.76 strokes over par, and Perkins indeed was one of those 2 players to get the birdie. Got to
Yeah.
shout out Jake Brennan, the other player. Had to have done it a similar way.
There it is. There's a smile. I see him smiling. He knows that birdie was premium.
Huge birdie. Think about that. You're picking up nearly 3 strokes on the field in one hole.
Gosh. I'm not going to mention what I got on this hole.
I'll mention it. Your whole card took 7s.
All right.
But it wasn't even as bad as it could have been.
Look, sun's out. It's shining. I'm in New Zealand. A 7 is the least of my worries.
No doubt.
There's no predators. Except that guy's story about that eel. That kind of scared me a little bit.
I thought he was joking. There's huge eels here, apparently.
This is a nice par 4. I really like the way this one sets up. You got a couple different options. We're seeing the aggressive option, I think, here. Getting up to that top landing zone was pretty tough today. And then you left with I don't know, a couple 100 feet left with a little chip shot if you get up to the top. If not, you got OB Road.
Perkins going aggressive, trying to get up to that second deck. And that one just came out early.
Yeah, came out early. This hole was whipping, and that top shelf just seemed like it was impossible to get to.
I wasn't even going to try it, especially knowing if you miss it, you go to a drop zone that's impossible to get up and down from. I just went with the easy FX2.
This is the second play that is an option on this hole. I like. There's a little window. If you don't get to the top shelf on your first shot, you can throw down to the bottom shelf and attack a little window that you can get to the green from. It's nice. You got options here.
It's the safe one. It's a lot harder to get into the green for the putt. And did you see this right here?
Oh, wow. He's trying to play safe, and it almost looks like he's OB. We don't know. The moment.
We actually walked up and had a conversation about that one, so I'll fill you in a second. But Jay throwing this felon.
All right, so you guys are on the lead card. We've got 3 guys laying up.
Yeah.
The Aussies went full send.
Did they?
And they both got to the top shelf.
Oh, my gosh.
That was
Did they get the
amazing.
birdie?
We'll save that story for another day.
No, seriously, I need to know. What's the point of going to the top if you don't get the birdie?
You've got most of the work done at that point. Look what Corey's contesting with here. He didn't get far enough.
He's going over that set of trees. Spiking down.
And this is, there's so much trouble up there. It looks like the rough is so thick that it's tough to get into sometimes. So he's
That's
managed to keep himself out.
Yeah, Perk.
Wow, even this drop zone shot, you're
nasty,
not
man.
really lined up too well with that gap. So he's still kind of scrapping. Okay.
That was ultimately my decision why I didn't go for it.
Understood.
Just can't get up and down. It's an instant
Makes
bogey.
sense. Jay looks like he's gotten himself far enough he can work something up here.
Yeah, still a sketchy shot, especially for a backhand, trying to hit that little gap.
I like the design of this. You can kind of bite it off on the first shot, or you can
And I'm
play
like,
safe. And then
if I was
have a
3
little-
feet to the right, I would feel so much more comfortable. Instead, I just throw it into the trees. It's terrible.
3 feet to the right is all you need for that. I've seen you throw that shot before. You can't convince me. You were lined up. Nate had that funky forehand angle for his second shot, and he's just scrapping back to the middle for his third.
Nice little Berg up shot for Jay.
And this got tight. We got tight low ceiling to enter the green. So no matter what you picked off the tee, you still had work to do, but
Yeah. At this point, taking a par. Corey for his birdie. After that conversation, he was inbounds, although it looked like he played from the drop. That was just his meter. So this is a birdie putt.
oh,
And he doesn't
That was
miss many of
incredible.
those.
I think
That
it really
spike.
takes some guts to go up and over some
yeah.
of these positions. And
Dude, exposing the disc like that.
I mean, just the areas that you can get yourself into. And he's showing his skill. He's putting it where he needs to, right in the middle.
Perkins jamming that one. Comebacker, making sure it's just a double. Unfortunate, though. It's just a really penalizing drop zone.
Absolutely.
It's just not worth it in my mind then.
Play some golf.
Indeed. Let's play some golf.
Yeah.
We are all witnesses to Tar, two-time.
Yeah, big thanks to all our sponsors, PDGA, RPM, Winnow, and of course, Idio Shoes. Tricky par 3 right here, 13. It's 413, but you need the disc just like dying left at the end. So you throw it 370, the rest of it comes low. Going with a stable FX2.
Wonder what speed you're throwing here.
It's like a 10.
Ooh, got it nice and flat.
And then it just dropped out.
Oh, got beat.
Yep.
That looked like a great line.
It was. It just never got left.
Yeah, you really want to just keep penetrating because there's a nice little backstop back there.
Corey going with that super beef.
Wind howling up the road.
And he knows it. That's a bad place to be right there.
Yeah.
You're trying to access that hallway to the left. It's an awkward angle, so we'll see what he can do from there.
Jay putting a move on it. Man, it seems like they're hitting that downhill right there and just getting beat.
Yeah. Jay misses right in the open, which leaves him a chance to get up and down.
Yeah, you can probably still see the basket.
Perkins is high, but
Okay.
blasts through that little gap right there.
Okay.
Drops down, unfortunately, but both him and Jay have opportunities to save.
He put a move on that.
Corey's going to need to do something special right here.
He's got some meat on the bone.
Between those two trees right there, moving right to left.
I like how this fairway filters down to the basket for the skip shot. You can play the ground, get under that tree there, that last one to beat.
Yeah, he'll have like a 60-foot Anheuser putt after that shot. Kind of hard to tell. Perkins' tactic, hangs it out right, connects, and he's got 40 then.
Yeah, it looks
for
like
his
maybe he
par.
put a little more on it than he wanted to.
Yeah,
Just ran it into that last tree.
Berg forehand from Jay, staring straight down the tunnel, headwind coming up it.
Yeah, this is a touchy little shot.
It just
It's downhill.
turns
You
it.
don't got to hit it too hard. Yeah.
No, you really don't.
Put a little too much on it.
This is what I'm left with. After what I felt like was a pretty good tee shot. It's like 100-foot downhill.
He wants it.
Yeah. I'm like, that's what I get. I'm like trying to throw good shots here.
Yeah.
I haven't had a birdie since hole 3.
I mean, that
I'm like
backstop stopped you, but with another 25.
5 over since then. Corey is going to have to settle for that bogey. Jay's going to be doing the same. Perkins here. This is a chance at a good par save. That's really the first uncommitted putt we've seen from him
Yeah,
today. He's
we're
been
on hole
jamming it.
13. I mean, we all knew this was going to be a grinder round. Just
Yep.
hold on.
Yep.
But those putts are the ones you want right now.
Indeed. Headed to a cool par 4. Hole 14. Got to move it left to right off the tee. Can't go full crush, though, because there is an OB line that keeps you from going too long. It's about 380 out, and
Yeah.
there's this island approach. If you miss it, you go to a drop zone. And this is one of the windiest portions of the course.
I'm curious if there's... I feel like no wind. They put a move on a disc and maybe get it close to the island. Whoa. Okay.
Hitting the deck.
Yeah. Just wanted to get into it. And
I don't know. There's some mud on the end of those tee pads. This one specifically, everybody's using that far left corner to try
Yeah.
and get the angle. So it's just, end of the day, it was a little slippery.
yeah, sun's out now, but you guys are the last card on the course here, so...
I like this play from Corey. He just needs it to get down. Oh, and look at that. It does.
Wow, I wonder what speed he threw.
It was a buzz.
It was a buzz. Yeah, I think that was smart because it was really easy to go too far.
Totally. And this is a felon from Jay. He's putting it on Anheuser out of the hand. It lifts over the tree. drops back down, stays short of the OB.
Local line, and they love it.
Perfect position. Yeah, this tee shot, like we said, you can't go too far, so it's really just placement. Give yourself about 300 feet into the green. And Perkins clips some trees on the way out, so he's about 50 behind us, making this, something like
Stout, we're out in the open here.
330, 40 feet. And his disc is dancing all around.
All over the place. This is the windiest part of the course.
It just barely slipped onto the green, so he is safe.
Nice. There's that thick bamboo on the right, too. You can almost not even find your disc. Look at you.
Yeah, pretty close to the OB long is tight there, so don't know how to pick my frisbee up. Hopefully I know how to make a putt. Man, Jay just gets this one a little flat in a downwind, just falls.
Yeah.
So he'll be going to the drop zone, throwing 4. Corey's way up there. He's just going stable zone approach. Leaving himself a little bit of a putt. It's going to be a right to left.
Yeah, but safe in the island with all that wind is all you want.
Yep. Good shot there from Jay.
Yeah. Jay didn't cross in bounds there. So he's got to take it from the drop zone, and he makes
Perkins
good work of it.
has this cheeky little look over here. Oh, and he cashes
Look
it.
at you. Yes.
Making up for that bogey on the last hole.
Working man. Great shot there.
Keeps that right foot down so well. Just moves the left.
The helix. Loving it.
Yeah, and he's putting with nomads like his buddy James and I guess like Eagle McMahon nowadays.
Good disc, everybody. He knows here.
I love Corey's tempo on these sort of putts. Feels like his arm stays very still while his legs get his whole body going. And then he uses that extension, that long arm to really point at the basket. And I describe that to my card as the worst putt I've ever made. I've never made a worse putt than that one. That one was very poor.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, a couple birdies, 3 of them to be exact.
Great birdie.
Headed into 15, trying to end this thing with some birdies. Really need him at this point.
Yeah, this is a tight little guy here.
It's super tight. That's OB right there. They put a creek in front of it. So you got to make a choice. So you're going to lay up short for the putt, or you're going to try and go for the park job.
That creek is cheeky.
I was
Who
like,
put that there?
putts aren't working today, so I'm going to the bucket.
I like it. Oh! You didn't even tell me about that. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Look at that.
I couldn't tell even what happened.
Yeah, it had some momentum, so I mean, it's so tight up there, it could have went out of bounds.
Yeah, it all happened so quick. There's a little bridge up there. I wonder if it skipped off the bridge. No,
just
that was
a
grass.
good ground play.
Huge skip for downwind.
Wow, that's a great shot.
How do you skip so high?
I was liking this play. A little turnover.
Look at this, dude.
Just whips right back, just over the OB.
Carries over the OB.
Yep.
Spinning in the pine needles.
He went over the OB. I like that little ground play that you used in front. Hop over.
Perkins trying to copy that.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely
All right,
done.
boys.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody get over there in practice. We were all laying short, like, oh, we'll just hit this 40-footer. And then it's super breezy and you're not going to hit a 40-footer.
That was a long travel day.
I fell in out of Jay. That one luckily kicks out of the bamboo.
Yeah.
But that one got tight quick.
Absolutely. It was, you know, I don't think we had too many tailwinds today, so this was a little bit different. Oh, drifting towards the creek and Savior.
Yeah, drops down.
Yeah, for 275.
Tough hole for Jay.
Yeah. Not looking for a bogue this late in the round.
Man, it was that headwind left to right. He was just
Looks
trying
like
to jam
he
it.
had to creep under that limb, too.
I think
As
so.
he's stepping up there, so maybe it was
Yep.
playing in mind games with him. Corey, great drive. Set himself up for the bird.
Sick birdie. 4 under par.
You
And
better
these
clean that up.
wild conditions. Yeah. A couple of birdies is coming in clutch. I don't like being over par that much.
No.
It's a terrible feeling.
I mean, standing out in that practice area, we knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, the practice basket's tipping over as we're trying to practice on them. We knew it was going to be a little bit loud out there. This one's tricky to get all the way back right. We're looking at this forehand gap here.
Go, baby. Go. Go.
And that's about as tight as you want to take it.
Yeah, a little creek in the middle there that you got to get over. Those trees are, you know, placed to where if you hit, you're probably dropping straight down into that creek.
Corey just turn
like
this one a
this,
little bit, but
oh.
drop straight down.
Yeah, he got a good stiff
I think it's just the one.
So that's no worries, actually.
stiff
He's,
kick and just dropped him straight down. He
Yeah.
didn't hit the shrubbery and kind of
Right.
finger into the creek.
Exactly. Hit hard, drop down. Perkins pushing long. Oh, terrible kick.
I feel like the wind just didn't let it come to the right, and
Yeah.
yeah, just a little jump into the road there. OB. You can see the frustration. It's late in the round.
Yeah, I mean, this is sticky grass,
Yeah.
especially on this hole. You'd think it would just sit where it landed.
Oh,
This
I
is a
like
nice
this.
one. Yep.
Got it high, so
Height.
he gets it to move back to the right. Nice little structure this basket's on.
Yep. You can see Corey did indeed drop short. So he's
This is-
just pitching up a zone.
Nice. Corey's right by that creek. That guy was telling us a story about the eels.
Dude, and also last year, how high it flooded.
Yeah.
The water in that creek was up so high that my head would have been submerged in water.
Had I known there were eels in there, I probably wouldn't have got in to find my disc earlier. Oh,
I was just waiting for it to drop down.
is that the first elevated basket you've seen today? And
Possibly. Yes, sir.
Jay,
Yeah, great putt
an
from Jay.
outstanding drive.
Super nice. To be able to hit that thing on hyzer and throw it high like that.
Yeah.
Good shot from Jay. Corey, don't think he's missed one of those in a couple years. It's been a while. I think the last one he missed from that distance fell at the bottom of the basket.
Is this a Simon Feasy original sculpture? I never got the story on this.
I don't know. I heard that it's like metal. It's like iron. But
Yeah.
it washed away during that crazy flooding as well. Headed to the par 5, hole 17. This is a crazy one right here. OB right, OB left on the other side of those trees. And it's constantly uphill the entire way until you get to about 40 feet short of this basket, and then it starts to fall away from you.
Oh, yeah. Ripping right to left. Low ceiling.
Jay's going straight up the middle, which I like right now. The right to left headwind is so real. It feels like that hyzer play that we'd been throwing out over the road all week. It just isn't smart.
Right, but at 7:10, you get a good one off, and you know that You don't have much left to the basket. This is an eagleable par 5.
I just did it straight into the trees, dude.
I didn't even see it come out of your hand.
Yeah, it was super early.
Just going for the low line.
I was just gonna pump a D3 down the middle.
We got a road shot here.
Dude,
He's not worried about anything.
it's unfortunate that we can't see this
Look at that
fight
guy. He's
because
pointing at
it danced, man. The first thing it did was buckle and start heading right, and the disc is stable enough that it lifted back up in hyzer back inbounds, landed 2 feet in bounds, and skipped to a pretty good position.
It's amazing.
I believe Perkins was going to go out over the road, just a little bit of an early release, and he's actually in a decent position.
Yeah, the low line was tough to really get enough distance to attack the basket. It was a safer play for today.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there grinning about this headwind. That
Yeah, I mean, forward progress there. It didn't get too cheeky and roll on you too much. Just want to get back and play.
Yeah.
And attack. Jay's getting a little.
Another 50-60 past me. It's
But
nice.
he's left himself under these trees here. Now
Yeah.
he's got to contend with those.
Mhm.
Like you said, it elevates there about, I don't know, maybe 120 in front of the basket, maybe 200.
Perkins.
Calling for it to get back. It didn't sink itself into those trees, so he can still work to get to the basket. But
Yeah, he didn't seem too upset about the position. I think he knew where he ended up and
Yeah.
knows what to do from there. I
See,
choose to lay up here, man. I
Yeah.
wanted to rip a backhand.
look where you're headed, though. Oh, you hit that upstroke with that OB right beyond those trees.
Yeah.
You would have got a hold of that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just
It's
an
a narrow.
A3. I had long since been able to get a birdie on this one, so.
Forgot how well you throw that A3. I always think it's something faster.
Tricky little roll. Just add a little bit of difficulty to Jay's shot, but he's 150 away. Should be able to handle it. Now just I believe a zone from Corey.
Look at
And
this.
he hits it so nice.
Great.
Flies the green.
Great position off the tee. All he has is a zone left. It's a skinny like plateau up there, but
Yep.
that was impressive.
So Perks just, man, needed that one higher and more anhyzer. He actually kicks onto the other side of the trees inbounds, but he'll be left with another tricky little forehand. We're looking at one now. And that one slides away and does a similar thing to Perkins. Ends up
Wow.
inbounds, but on the other side of the trees, making things super interesting.
Maybe Simon throw that OB up top.
Yeah, I'm just trying to skittle one up there, get a par, move on. And this is, yeah, he's going over with an anhyzer. And it just lifts up into a branch, drops him at 40.
Kind of some natural OB almost.
Yeah. Okay, so Corey had a look. It was hard to tell what was going on over there. It's straddled from a knee, but it's an eagle look.
Yeah,
He's so good.
yeah. Well,
He's playing a
Along
completely
with the
different
zone.
round.
he's got it dialed today. He's not flailing in the wind.
Unfortunate bogey for Perkins after being in a pretty good position after 2 shots. Jay, he's got this little tiny gap he's got to throw it through.
Oh, he had a window.
And this dude draws metal on his eagle, taps in his birdie, and we're all working so hard for our pars and bogeys.
Yeah.
That's what a good tee shot gives you on this hole. Like you said, if you get one off right at 710,
Yeah, and the
you're
way
set
that
up nice.
those mature trees are spaced on the right side, that hyzer comes in, I feel like rarely does it.
Stay out,
Yeah,
hit.
and I don't think he gets hurt at that height.
Bogey for Park, bogey for Jay, birdie for Corey, and par for myself. As we head into the finisher, this one's an island hole, and this is one of the swirliest, gustiest portions of the course. This is where the practice green is.
Yeah.
Is we were throwing, and the practice baskets were actually falling over as we were practice putting.
It may not look like much, but today,
And the wind died for like 1 minute. We walked up to the tee. Corey grabbed that zone out of his bag and threw it so fast. We barely even knew what happened.
nice. You clubbed up a little bit. It looked like he was throwing something a little slower.
Yeah, I threw that FX2 just to make sure it was a pure hyzer.
Oh.
Yeah. Good shot from Jay. Great way to finish a round.
It got to flat for a second. I thought, oh, that crosswind gets a hold of it, but Jay knew what he was doing.
Perk going FD3. And he just didn't hang this one out wide enough. Exactly pin high. Distance was right, but width wasn't. So he's going to a drop zone to save his par.
Tough drop zone, too. I mean, it's...
Dude, yeah.
To make that...
Pretty instant bogey from there. Hard one to run. Corey to shoot -6 and just stomp the field. Right on line. And not the way Perkins wanted to finish that round, but a ton of good putts hit, good shots thrown.
Absolutely. With the birdie.
Yeah, birdie to finish.
Make the adjustment off the tee.
Only get beat by 6 on my card.
Jay cleaning up his birdie as well.
Yeah.
Fun
Hard
starting
for
day.
Corey. Yeah, man. What, hard to tell exactly the wind conditions when you're sitting in a room on a couch watching on TV, but it was a crazy day out there. And for Corey Ellis to shoot a 5 under like that is, it's incredible, man. It was a 1070 rated round unofficially.
You know what? I think they're right.
My 1 over actually came in at 1030 rated.
We flailed around a bit, and he held his composure and got it done.
Dude hit some nice putts in the wind. And that's why he's up top by 6, as you see it right there.
Yep.
Kerry Hawley. Look at that DFW guy here with his wife, who's actually a Kiwi. Levi Stout. He's the future of Kiwi disc golf.
Yes, Levi.
Bunch of
Great
big
young talent.
names. Yeah, great kid. Bunch of big names on that leaderboard, though, and we have 3 more days of golf to play. Tomorrow we are headed to our second course where we'll be playing round 2 and 3. So join us then. For Paul, I'm Luke. Thanks for watching GK Pro.